fake Facebook man, posting lies about my life which no one else can. Filters on my face to disguise my age, showing money that I don't have as words on my page. Why don't you come and join my team? It's called living the fake Facebook life dream. If they post a pic of me deeply, but it's pizza and burgers for dinner, you know what I mean. A snapshot of vacations that I got no money to take. Send you one of my sports cars, you know that it's a fake. Got my walls loaded up with things that aren't even true. Pretending on Facebook is my thing to do. Yeah, 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 yeah.
2,000 friends, which I've never done met. A pic of my lunch is what you gonna get. I had a post of your baby, say it's one darn cute kid. But I lied cause it's ugly, that's called an online fib. I talk about success in my job and the pending promotion, but in reality it's a psych, cause I got a demotion.
Only the fake Facebook man, posting lies about my life which no one else can. Filters on my face to disguise my age, showing money that I don't have as words on my page. Why don't you come and join my team? It's called living the fake Facebook life dream.
You block me on Facebook without a judge, jury, or trial. I'll be creeping you the next day with a shiny new profile. See a pic of my family? Yeah, we're having a good time. Well, the joke's on you. We have not talked in 8 months or 9. I'll tell you about the weather and the stuff you don't need to know. I'll fake a good illness so the sympathy will grow. I'll ask you to donate to my made-up cause and post selfies on the daily, that ain't breaking no laws. So don't judge the life of the fake Facebook man, pretending to be happy like no one else can. There he is.
How you doing?
Okay, so let me ask you a question right off the bat. So tomorrow we are going to the Bell store on Park Road Square, and someone's going to win $300.
Yep, $300 in-store credit from Chantel and Joel, and there's a bit of I guess, an enticing prize at the end of the dangling carrot. What is it?
Well, dangling carrot, Kinsman. It's knock it off with that talk. We're going to go wash someone's vehicle, but I put you to the test. You know, I watched you wash your own vehicle, and I don't know how good you are at this. And I told you had to buy some of these, like weights here.
Yeah, so 5 pound, 10 pound weights. You need to put some oomph into the squeegeeing. But yeah, someone's vehicle will be in tip-top condition. And again, if you have a current Bell plan, doesn't even matter if you have a Bell plan, you're going to have $300 in-store credit. Let's say you're on the brink here, you want to upgrade to the world's fastest network. Well, you can jump on over with that $300. Technically, the $300 for someone who wins that tomorrow, you can walk in. Chantel and Joel can set you up with any phone in there at the zero. There's I think a ton of them at the $0 price. You don't have to pay anything up front. Walk in with Pocket Lint, and you have your new plan.
Okay. Yes, they're the best, but I'm more worried about your washing the vehicle skill.
My vehicle washing skills will be good.
Do you start with the shop vac first, or are you going to do the outside first?
You know what? Sometimes I'll do the vacuuming first, and then kind of finish it off with the good old wash on the outside.
All right, Kinsman. I'm going to have my checklist there for to use one of your cliches. Make sure you get every nook and cranny, right?
Nook and cranny. I've been hanging around you for 9 months now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm starting to rub off. The cliches are rubbing off on you. And Lori says, hello, Mr. KLOMP and KINZ. Terry says, Hey, Jamie and Mark, hope all is well with both of you and staying safe. Yes, Terry, we are. Thanks so much. Amanda St. Jean says, hi, boys. There's Gary Bailey. Hi, guys. Hello there, Gary. Always tuning in. Carol and Skip, good evening, everyone.
Yeah, kettlebell. That's right. There you go. I don't know if Mark's been using this, though, Joanne. Have you, Kinsman? You've been working out?
Working out 10 and 5-pound kettlebells. Joanne says, hey, everyone. Blockbuster guy, always tuning in. Just sit there and Jamie do all the work. There you go. He's on my side, Klomp.
Like usual. That would just be called the regular day, Kinsman.
It is. Yeah, I've got the support out there.
Yeah, I know.
They see you razzing me on the show once in a while. They come back in spades.
That's right.
Right. Who else is out there tonight?
There's Murray.
There's Muriel. Hey guys, behave. LOL. We sure will. Thanks for tuning in tonight. We got Ryan saying hello, guys. Everybody tuning in for their 7 o'clock slot here. Joanne, I survived a bear issue today. LOL.
Oh yeah, lots of bears in the porcupine community, my friend.
Right. Yeah. Bear is just a common occurrence up here.
Do you a bear is actually allowed to vote in the upcoming federal election? That's how
that's how common they are.
Yeah. So we have, okay, so I got to tell you, we have an awesome guest tonight, Lovari. This guy, okay, let me tell you something about this. He's reality star, music star, and the most thing that I'm very envious of and very proud and happy for him, a little jealous too, he's in all these awesome like cult, I'll call them cult horror movies, but I just love this scene and he's just exploding onto it. And mostly importantly, he's a real awesome guy, real genuine, down to earth, kind person. But we're so proud. We're going to bring him on here shortly, Kinsman.
We're going to bring him on all the way from Atlantic City. We'll find out how things are going south of the border. And I don't know if he's ever been to Canada, but he does have a tie to Canada. We'll tell you in just a few minutes.
All right. Well, I'm going to bring him on. Are you ready?
On. I'm ready to bring the guy, the one, the only Lovari on the show. Where is he? There he is.
There he is.
Hey, good evening, gentlemen.
How you doing, Lovari?
I'm great. I'm so honored to be on the show, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
No problem. Thanks for joining us tonight.
You know, first of all, Mark, look how great dressed Lovari is. Like he's always, how much, if I go into your closet, Lovari, it must be filled with great fashion, right?
It's actually not a lot. I try to keep people entertained. So I try not to wear the same thing more than twice. So my closet is actually pretty bare, to be honest with you guys. It's pretty bare because of that reason. I like to switch it up a lot.
And we own 3 KINZ and KLOMP t-shirts, and that's the end of our.
That's right.
I can't wait to own one of those. I definitely want to rock one of those.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. We actually have a new merch site, Lovari. You can hop online and order yours and have them sent direct to Atlantic City. That's how convenient it is.
Yeah, that's
definitely will. Thank you.
That's right. So folks that don't know, tell us a little bit about. There's so many things to talk about, but maybe like right from the beginning, what came first for you? Was it the passion for music?
Yes, when I was 3 years old, I remember 3 years old, and I would be camping with my parents, and I had a wooden block. It was literally just a block made of wood, and I would just sing into it. And there were 3 artists that I kept singing over and over again. It was the Bee Gees, the Village People, and Donna Summer. So I just kept singing and just always wanted to sing. And then as I got a little older, maybe 7 or 8 years old, I said, oh, I want to do movies too. And it was always specifically horror movies that I wanted to do. Yeah. So the music came first. The music came first. Yeah.
And then starring and scaring people came second, or maybe when you were beginning to become a singer, did you scare anybody with the Bee Gees singing Donna Summer back in the day?
It depends on what critic you ask. There's some people that love my falsetto, and there's others that say it's like a cat dying. You know, it's 50-50 with me. It's definitely 50-50 with me. You know, it's very extreme. There's diehard. I call them my L fams. L fans, there's diehard L fans, and there's people that absolutely hate me. So it's 50-50 for sure.
Well, yeah, there's always going to be a mix. So for you, when we'll talk to the music, then I really want to get into the horror movies. But musically speaking, like when was the first sort of breakout for you that you recorded something, you released it, and you said things are going on the right track? When was that moment?
So I moved out fairly early. On my own. I was about 19 years old when I moved out. I grew up in Queens, New York, so I moved to the Lower East Side. And I was working 2 jobs, working on a demo. So this actually was like in 1998, 1998 when this happened. So we're going back over 20 years ago. My first single, though, I didn't record until the 2000s. So I had a freestyle single, which is popular. Do you guys know what freestyle music is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I had a freestyle single that still gets played to this day at like freestyle concerts, etc., called These Tears. But I didn't write that song. See, I love writing music. So I didn't create a full-length album until 2008. 2008, and it was released in 2009 called A Statement. And, you know, I was excited about it. And that's when I started to, you know, get kind of known or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because then I had a full album out. So around 2008, 2009.
And then you release this album, and I guess as you release your first album, you learn a lot more about the business behind the music scene, right?
Yeah, well, the most important thing I learned was publicity-wise. Unfortunately, I was with the record company. I'm grateful. You know, I'm grateful to have put in an album with this company, but you know, they really didn't have a promotions department together. You know what I mean? So I am lucky where I can speak. When I can speak my normal conversational tone with people. I know how to also speak friendly business wise. You know what I'm saying? So I ended up being responsible for basically all of my press. I mean, I got myself on the front cover of a newspaper, which I was excited about. I got myself, you know, like in a few, like at the time, magazine blogs and recommendations. So it really helped me sharpen my social and business skills. That's the thing that came out of it. Came out of the first album. You thought I was going to say music, right? Musicality, but
right.
That's the first lesson I learned was the business PR aspect of it.
Yeah, it is a learning curve, especially when you're young and it's your first one, and you learn things and you adapt. And then, not to jump too much forward, but you know, The Moment of Love, you know, that album really rocketed you, correct?
That's my break. This is the album that I feel is getting me known more, especially since you guys, Canada over there, it was #1 for a day on the iTunes pop chart in Canada, and that was amazing. Amazing.
Just a couple months ago,
the iTunes chart changes. The iTunes chart actually changes every few hours. Okay. So it was #1 for like 2 hours, and then throughout the day it was in the top 10. But it did reach #1 at one point. I had that screenshot and everything. I was so proud. And then ultimately for the week, when they compiled everything for the entire week, it was number 28 for the entire week. But for a few hours, it was #1.
#1 with, I do believe at the time you were at #1, it was 40,000 some odd views in Canada. So I don't know if you've made the trip to Canada before, but at least your song visited here and is doing really well in the iTunes chart still. And up to a couple months ago, you were #1. So that's just recent.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, it was December. It was December of 2020. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much. The Moment of Love, though, right? The Moment of Love, the latest single. That's the one I think with the 40K. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
And then
Moment of Love, definitely. Moment of Love is the album that's getting me known more outside of the US. And was that your question? I'm so sorry, Jamie.
No. I definitely want to talk about The Moment of Love because, you know, when you Google Lovari, The Moment of Love is definitely tagged to your name quite often. And, you know, we've known each other for a while. I have that album on my Spotify list. I love it. And you also love to do a lot of collaborations, right? I know that you worked with Adam Barda. You've worked with different reality stars. So is that something you're passionate about, collaborating with other artists? And you've worked with some pretty cool names.
So I'm grateful for your intro. I'm not a reality star per se, unless you want to count. I've been on. I'm not the star of any reality shows, but I've been on Match Game. I won Match Game, and you know, I'm going to be on Judge Jerry. I have my whole episode. I sued somebody. I'll be on Judge Jerry Springer. That's going to come out in a few weeks. But I'm not like the star of any specific reality show. But I've had the honor to work with several, such as Adam Barta, such as the Real Housewives of New Jersey, Dolores Catania, Margaret Josephs, and Marge Sr., and Joe Bonaggia. And the music video was directed by Brett Josephs, who's Margaret's stepson. So yes, definitely. I love, collaborating with like-minded artists. And the Moment of Love album is actually an album of all cover songs, of all remakes, with the exception of No Day Like Today, which is an original song. And that album, the Moment of Love album, is so special to me for so many reasons, but the number one reason is because it contains my very first Billboard charting single. So that's my number one goal in life, was to be on the Billboard charts. And I had that, KINZ, to answer your question earlier, I had that goal since I was 12 years old. So I don't know why it was when I was 12 years old, but when I was 12 years old, I said, I want to be on the Billboard charts. That's my number one dream in life. So it finally happened a little over a year ago. So that's why, of course, the Moment of Love album is so special to me, because it's, it has that song, No Day Like Today, duet with Adam Barta. And it's also special to me because a lot of people that I recorded, that I interpreted their songs on this album, a lot of them actually like my version of their song. So La Bouche, the Euro dance group La Bouche, they actually created the song Moment of Love. Now, they're known for dance music. They're a dance music group, but they have very few ballads. Moment of Love was one of their very few ballads, and I turned it around and made it into a dance song. So Lane McRae, one of the lead singers of La Bouche, like, he approved it. He loves it. You know what I'm saying? So, because sometimes you'll do a song and you may not get, you know what I'm saying? Like, they may not like it, or they may be insulted, or they may think you suck. So the fact that he loves my version of the song and he helped promote it, you know what I mean? It's just, wow. Can you imagine that? Because, like, it brought me back. And that song was because when I first moved out on my own in 1998, that album, their album it was actually called Moment of Love in the UK, and in the US it was called SOS. But that whole album got me through so much struggle then, and so much sadness. And particularly that song, because it was so uplifting. I wasn't involved with anybody at the time. Somebody actually broke up with me the first day that I moved into my apartment, which really sucked. That's why I had to get 2 jobs, because I had to hold down this apartment now that somebody else was supposed to move in with me. That being said, the Moment of Love song is a joyous song, so it just helped me, put me in a happy place, even though I wasn't necessarily in a happy place at the time. You know what I mean? So, just so much respect to Lane for doing that. Another song that I covered in the album is called Wonderful by Annie Lennox. Eurythmics, Annie Lennox. Annie Lennox is my favorite female vocalist of all time. So I didn't hear any response from Annie Lennox, but I interviewed her daughter, Lola Lennox, who's got a bunch of great songs out right now. And she recently was on the top 10 of the BBC radio station. She loves my verse. She told me herself she loves my version of her mom's song, Wonderful. So that's just amazing to hear. You know what I mean? So, and a lot of the songs that I did on this album, they're not songs, I don't want to use the word popular, but they're not the best known songs from these artists, because a lot of songs that I like in an artist catalog aren't necessarily their singles.
Right.
So Moment of Love wasn't a single in the United States. Wonderful wasn't a single in the United States. So casual fans may not even know these songs. Casual fans of these artists and groups may not even know these songs,
How does it, so in 2018, if I believe I'm right, you went to the Grammys, correct?
Yes, 2018 I went to the Grammys, correct.
So tell me about that experience. And I also read that you were part of a webpage, you were in the best dress category. So it's a 2-part. Right? Am I right?
Well, according to one website, I think Celebrity something website. Yes. Yes. Yes, that wasn't on.
Yeah. Tell us about, like, what is the experience of going to the Grammys like?
It was definitely a dream come true. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you guys. I wasn't nominated or anything, but I was on the board on the Recording Academy voting as a voting member. My album at the time, The Rhythm of Life, made the first round of nominations. It didn't make the final round, but it was a beautiful experience. But I was up there. I wasn't like in the front row or anything. Like I was pretty much in the middle. It was in Madison Square Garden. So I was pretty much in the middle. But that being said, they don't sell tickets to the Grammys. You can't buy tickets, and you can't even get the bootleg or anything, because your name is actually, they give you the ticket and your name is on the ticket. They actually give you a ticket with your name on it. So that being said, you can't buy a Grammy ticket or anything. It was a great experience. I mean, it was, it's long. So like if you gotta go take a leak or use the bathroom or whatever, and you gotta wait for them to do a commercial, and then you gotta run out, and if you don't run in on time, you have to actually wait outside in the lobby, because remember, it's a live broadcast. But yeah, it was great. It was it was really awesome just to be. It was just being there. I was like, I'm at the Grammys. You know what I'm saying? That's what it was. That's what I enjoyed more so than the people performing and everything. It's just the fact that I was actually there. You feel me?
You still have the ticket stub as a memento? Did you keep that?
I have it all. I have the ticket stub. I even have the program book. I got everything. Absolutely. Everything.
Now,
I got the envelope. I got the envelope that it came in.
He's got it all, Ken.
Addressed right to you.
Yes. Yes.
Did you have any stories that you can tell us? Maybe did you stand in line at the urinal with any A-list celebrities? Someone buy a pop there at the Grammys? Who did you rub elbows with?
And I would have definitely tried a urinal peek too. That way I would have been able to get some details about. But no, a lot of people weren't trying to use the urinal. They were trying to use it before the show and all that. So it was a pop in, pop out kind of thing. So no, Daniel Caesar. I met Daniel Caesar there though. He was one of the gentlemen that I met. Oh, and ironically, here you want to talk about I don't know what you want to say, how you want to call this, but I guess who I sat next to. You're not going to guess. R. Kelly's lawyer.
That's awesome. R. Kelly.
That was who I was sitting next to. R. Kelly's lawyer.
Right. He was R. Kelly at this one or what? He must 2018 or was he in jail by then?
His lawyer was there. He wasn't sitting next to me. His lawyer was sitting next to me. Maybe he was busy.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, who knows?
R. Kelly. So we have, Mark, like a lot of people that watch the show, including you and I, especially me, love horror movies, all types, from blockbusters, the cult favorites, the B horror movies. And, I'm going to put up the banner at the bottom because you told me today, Lovari, you're going to be in 5 horror movies 2021, 2022. So let's talk about this because I'm a little jealous, very happy for you, but a little jealous. You. And of course, happy first. But how did this all start? You have a passion for horror, I assume? Always,
since I was a kid. So yeah, that's what I was saying about the acting. I always wanted to be specifically in horror movies. That was my thing. If I ever get Hollywood level or whatever, wonderful. Who wouldn't want that? But I am happy to do my horror movies because that was my goal. When I was a kid, that is all I watched. Well, actually, first, I'm lying to y'all. First, when I was like 4 years old, my mom, I would always hear my mom watching horror movies, and I get scared. And I had nightmares anyway, but it wasn't from horror movies. I was just a kid that had a lot of nightmares. So I used to be terrified, and hearing them in the other room, I used to be terrified. Then I don't know what happened. All of a sudden, when I was like 8 years old, I just got interested in watching them, And that's all she wrote, because from there, it was just I wanted horror. So my favorite franchise was Friday the 13th. Now I love Halloween franchise. I love Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. But out of Freddy, Jason, and Michael Myers, Jason was always my favorite. When I was, you too.
Oh yeah. You can't go wrong with the original Friday the 13th. When they started getting into the space and all that, I'm like, okay, now they've just taken this and stretched it too far. But the original Friday the 13th, before digital technology came in, that was the go-to scare the scary movie, Crystal Lake, everybody camping out, and of course going down the staircase, never turning the light on, and then Jason's down there with the big, the big ass machete, right, to meet you. So that's that.
So you want to remind us what happens at the end of that movie?
What's that? Friday the 13th?
Yeah, in the canoe. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yes. He comes out with the chain on his neck, right, from beneath the lake.
And he jumps and he grabs, right? So anyhow, so that probably is one of the scariest, if not the scariest moment in all the Friday the 13th franchise, that I think, right? Yeah, so anyhow, that Jason, the original Jason Voorhees, he is in one of the films that I have a supporting role in called The Barn Part 2. And in that movie, I play Tony, which is actually my first name is actually Anthony Antonio. But in the movie, my character's name is Tony, and I play all of my scenes with Jason from Friday the 13th, Ari Lehman.
No kidding.
Ari Lehman and I have all my scenes with Ari Lehman, and we just got finished doing a music video for the film.
Oh, that is so cool. Like, so it can expand into all your talent. So you get to the set, let's just say the Barn 2, and obviously it's a movie and they got to make it look dramatic and scary for the audience. But when you're there, like, are you really like immersed in the character? Like, if they say, Lovari, I don't know if you die or not, but just to say you're dying in this scene, are you thinking in your head, I want to make this like the most petrified death of all? Like, are you working your way towards that?
Well, I have to tell you something. So first of all, walking onto set the first day, and this is not, I must say this, because there is nothing wrong with doing extra work and background work. I've done a plethora of extra and background work throughout the years. I don't do it anymore, but I have had my fair share of background extra work. But I just want to say, these roles I'm doing now, they're speaking roles, they're supporting roles or feature roles, they're not background. And the reason that I'm saying this is because sometimes when I would walk onto set, when I do extra work or background work, I'd be impressed. But then I'm like, oh, I wish I was doing a supporting role, whatever, but I'm happy, I'm making money and whatever. So this was my first horror film where I have a supporting role, Nice. So I'm walking on the set, and as I'm walking on set, my first thoughts are, I am actually here with people that I idolized watching. I'm here, I'm about to do scenes with Jason, my favorite horror film character of all time. And then my favorite horror film actress, and actually not even my horror film actress, just one of my favorite actresses, period, of all time is Linnea Quigley. And I also have a scene in this film with her. So here I am, and she signed a poster of mine when I was 12 years old. There was a horror convention, and I went specifically just for her. You know what I'm saying? So this was another dream come true.
Wow.
And it's actually, listen, it's actually thanks to Linnea that I got a bigger role. She championed for me to get a bigger role, actually, to the director, Justin Seaman. Big ups to Justin Seaman. Because I initially had a smaller role, and Linnea and I have a great friendship we've had over the years. And, I actually had a smaller role at first, and I was super excited to even have a tiny role. And she said, I'm going to talk to the director. I'm going to ask if he could take a look at your acting reel. And at first I was like, no, I'm good. Don't worry, because I didn't want to ruin, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't want to think I was like being a diva or whatever. Like, honestly, I was happy to be in one quick scene and whatever. And she was like, no. She's like, I was like, are you sure he's not going to be mad? And she's like, no, I'm just going to ask him if he'll look at your reel. And he did. And then he came back to me and he said, you know what? I actually have a supporting role for you. So nice. A million thanks to Linnea Quigley. But anyhow, that being said, walking on the set, I was like my 8-year-old self. To be real, I couldn't believe it. Like, I'm outside like this. I'm like, hello, nice to meet you. Right?
Yeah.
And inside, I'm like, oh my God, like for real. Like my mind the whole time was like that. In my head was like an 8-year-old kid, running around. It was a dream come true. It was, no matter what I do from here on in, that's always going to be like my best memory of working on a film set, because that's what I dreamed about, being in horror movies. Then here's two people that I idolize, and I'm on set doing scenes with them. So yeah,
it's pretty cool.
It was
pretty cool.
Well, it's beyond cool, and we had a couple comments. You know, people are saying the same thing I'm doing. You know, it's on their bucket list. They'd love to either visit a set or be in a horror movie. So to me, that's a tremendous accomplishment. And so you star in one horror movie, and then you tell me today you got 5 coming out. So is this going to be Lovari? Are we putting down the microphone? Or like, are you going to be focusing on horror movies? Like, how did this expand from one to so many?
Because being that it was my dream, right, to do these films. Being that it was my dream, I'm so sorry. I'm resting my leg up. Sorry if I move the camera. Are we good? Are we okay?
Yeah, no, we're good.
Okay. So, being that it was my dream to be in horror movie or horror movies, I decided to go full force and just try to audition or get in as many as I possibly could. And by the grace of God, it's happening. So, but I want to say one thing, though. I want to say one thing. You know, a lot of these, I'm not in them for long. Again, they're all supporting or featured roles, all speaking roles. But now being that I'm able to do 5 in 1 year, you know, that means I'm only on set for like a few days for each one. So, you know, they're smaller roles, but they're roles. They're character. I have character names. I have lines.
You're still in the credits at the end.
My name is the credits at the end. I have an actual name for each character. My name in The Barn 2 is Tony. Yeah. My name in Zombie Games is Ben Hillman. My name in Terror Tunes 4 is Jamie. My name in Appetite for Sin is Matt. And my name in Thrust is Junkie, but not a drug junkie, meaning it's called Junkie, spelled Junkee.
Okay.
Which was the hardest of all of them to do, by the way. That's right. Because in Thrust, it's kind of like The Rust is a series, like a kind of an anthology series. It's about like apocalyptic times, and once again, I'm with Linnea Quigley in that movie, and I play one of her dog man slaves, and we are like half dog, half human.
Okay.
So Junkie for Junkyard, it was the hardest one to do because, man, and this ain't giving anything away. I was foaming, literally had a foam at the mouth, so they put like Alka-Seltzer in my mouth and water and do it there. I had to keep growling, like growls and crazy faces while I'm running on train tracks, trying to attack people, and then I get obviously fight scenes, getting stuff hit on me, and it was the hardest one to do for sure. Yeah.
And that's great.
For sure.
And just to be on the set and see how it's all put together, and you know, the creativity that goes behind. Like, I love the I don't know if I'm using the right term, like cult horror movies or B horror movie, whatever. However,
these are definitely more cult B horror movies for sure.
They are, to me. Those are always my favorite one because there's no limit on the creativity in these movies. Right?
Absolutely.
Relax, and some of the kill scenes in these movies are amazing.
Wait till you, without giving anything away, I've got quite a few good ones.
Yeah.
Now I'm not going to say
is it you killing or is it you being killed?
I'm not going to say whether I'm doing it or it being done to me, but there are special effects. Actually, yes, there's special effects makeup for me with me in all of them. Yes. Yeah. In every single one, there is special effects. There's they're not CGI, like what you were saying, Jamie. No. These are real. Matter of fact, I want to give a huge shout out to Joe Castro. In my eyes, he's right up there with Rick Baker and Tom Savini. He did makeup on 3 of the 5 projects that I'm on, and just amazing work. So yeah, it's and they're all different. Like so I talked about Thrust, the Barn 2. I love the Barn 1, so it's a franchise. If you guys have a chance, look it up. It's the Barn 1 took place in the 80s. The Barn 2 takes place in the 90s. It's a nice little throwback thing. Zombie Games is also like kind of apocalyptic thing. It's a take on the Hunger Games. It's like reality, like kill or be killed. So I'm one of the contestants. My name is Ben Hillman. The Terratoons 4 is a franchise. Terratoons 1, 2, and 3. Terratoons 4. So I'm honored to be part of a horror franchise. That's a big deal for me. And then Appetite for Sin is a vampire movie, but it's ladies are the vampires.
Okay.
So the vampire movie, any man or woman that's a fan of the ladies and burlesque and all that, y'all really enjoy Appetite for Sin.
Yeah, there we go, Kinsman.
Right
up our dark mind alley, right?
Yes, that's right. That's right. Yeah. So definitely some amazing work to see you on the screen. I have a question,
Yes.
Lovari. When you're sitting there watching the finished product, can you actually enjoy a movie you're in, or are you critiquing yourself the entire time?
I haven't seen them yet, so I can't answer that question for you. I will say that the past films that I've done, Matters of the Heart and Piece of the Action, I was able to enjoy myself. I'm kind of self-conscious in a way. So in a movie like Matters of the Heart, where I was limping and had an overbite and was spitting all over myself, it's gross to other people. So, I'm like, great, now everybody's going to think I'm really like this, but it's good because I like to get ugly or get, you know what I mean? For things. So I can't answer you though, because I haven't seen any of them yet, because none of them are out yet. But the other two films I'm in, did I critique myself? No, physically I critiqued myself. But acting-wise, no, because I do get into the character. I am that character while the camera's rolling. I'm that character.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think if I was sitting in the theater and knew a part was coming up, I'd be the one to spoil my own movie. I don't know. Like, you'd be like, "Here's the part where I get killed," right? Or are you that type? When an explosive, juicy, killing scene's coming about?
Well, no, there. It's funny because the film Piece of the Action, which is the remake of the Sidney Poitier, Bill Cosby from the 70s, also called Piece of the Action. That did a 2-week run at it was in various theaters in the U.S., but it did a 2-week run in Cityplex 12 in Newark, because most of it was filmed in Newark. And so I basically went to almost every one of the shows, I swear to you. And because that was the first film of mine, like in theaters, where I had a speaking role, supporting role, that was in a movie theater that I wasn't an extra in. It was one of my first speaking role films. And that was also in 2018. So to answer your question though, there's a scene in Piece of the Action where I am like threatening some people, and I like hearing the reaction. Like I heard some people, can you curse on the show or no?
Yeah, go ahead.
You can go nuts, yeah.
Well, I don't have to, but I'll say, like, there's something that they're like, what an a-hole, you know what I mean? Like, so I love hearing my character, like people responding in the theater. Then there was another movie called Matters of the Heart, which also screened at Cityplex for about a week in Newark, and something happened to me in that movie, and I heard somebody yell out, "Good for his ass!" so I like that. I like when people are responding to me. Yeah. And I'm not in most of the films I'm doing, I'm mostly bad, like a jerk, which is great because I'm a nice guy in person, so I get to be a jerk and an a-hole in the movies.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
So when I last seen you, it was for a celebrity boxing event, and now that was in Atlantic City, but you were living in New Jersey, but now you've moved to Atlantic City, correct?
That's still New Jersey.
Oh, sorry, yeah, it's Canadian. You were in Newark, right?
Okay. I know what you mean. I'm in a different city.
Yes. You were in Newark before?
Yes, but here's the thing. See, I truly feel, Lovari, which is of Italian descent, a lot of it is Roman gypsy, and some people get offended by the word gypsy, but I'm not going to get offended by the word, and I am back in my ancestry. There were gypsies, so tribes. So if I want to use that word, I'm using that word. That being said, my ancestry is a lot of Roman and gypsy and travelers. Gypsies travel a lot. I truly feel that. I'm truly, feel that ingrained in me. It seems like I can't stay in one place for more than 2 years.
Right.
I love picking up and going. I grew up in Queens, New York, and then I moved to Manhattan, and then I moved to the Bronx, and then I moved to Brooklyn, then I moved to Jersey City, then I moved to Newark, then I moved to Philadelphia. Now I'm in Atlantic City, and it's nothing about rent. I pay my rent. I'm not getting evicted from anywhere.
That's, you're a vagabond on the run, right? You're
I'm not on the run. It's just that I just like experiencing different places, and then I'll fall in love with a place, such as Atlantic City. I was doing a lot with celebrity boxing.
Yeah.
And we did the pay-per-view event in June, which was another dream come true because I always wanted to like be on some pay-per-view thing, and that happened. But I'm doing celebrity boxing again, October 2nd in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
And I will be performing there, and I will also be performing at Celebrity Boxing again in Atlantic City on November 6th. So, and I'll be doing a song from one of my albums. But what was your question about Atlantic City?
Well, you moved there, and now that you mentioned celebrity boxing, I don't want to lose that. Obviously, I've been part of celebrity, and those events.
That's how I met you.
Yes, that's right. And those events are something else, right? Like they are just amazing, fun, creative. Damon Fellman, to me, the guy's a genius. What he does, and coming up in October, he has Lamar Odom versus Riddick Bowe, and
I will be there. I will be performing.
Are you doing the anthem again?
Yes. Well, here's the thing. So I'm gonna do the national anthem at one, and I'm gonna do one of my tracks at the other. I think right now we're aiming for me to do my song at the November one in Atlantic City, and the national anthem at the one in Miami. Yeah. That's what we have so far, but it could be switched up. I mean, I'm definitely doing both of them, but I think I am doing the anthem in Miami.
And back to my original question now, the move to Atlantic City, it looks like you're already jumping on that scene because you have a show coming up in Atlantic City, correct?
I do, and I have, okay, so here's the thing. So I actually this was just a how do you want to say it? A last minute sort of booking thing. Mm-hmm. So there's you guys know Cirque du Soleil, right?
Yeah.
Cirque du Soleil. So they have a Cirque du Risqué.
Okay. I was wondering how to
Risqué. Okay, with a lot of burlesque performers. However, they do their thing, man. You want to talk about acrobats? Let me tell you. So I went because my friend AC Mike. Thank you, Lori. I just saw the I just happened to see the banner go by. Thank you, Lori. My friend AC Mike. He was the celebrity ringmaster for the Cirque du Risqué over the weekend, and so I attended and I met with the people there, and they contacted me. They said, Lovari, would you be a celebrity ringmaster? I was like, yeah, I'd be honored. So that's going to happen this Friday, September 3rd, Atlantic City at the Showboat, Cirque du Risqué. It's amazing. But I want to tell people, like, I first walked in, right? And, of course, people, come on, let's be real. It's called Cirque du Risqué. People are going there. They expecting to see pasties and, half-naked people. That's the attraction. That's why they're calling it risque. But I got to tell you, like 5 minutes into the show, you wouldn't care if they were completely clothed like me, because they were amazing. The same things that you guys see in Cirque du Soleil, the jumping off the thing. I don't even know the proper terminology. Forgive me, but the 100-foot cascading poles, and they're climbing down. Or there's that, I call it the hamster wheel, high up in the air, and they're doing the hamster wheel. Then they're jumping from there onto the pole. The fire eating, like everything that's in Cirque du Soleil, they're doing, except with less clothes. Wow. But it was amazing. Like I just every single act, it was like almost 2 hours, and I'm just like, wow. So I'll be the special guest celebrity ringmaster of that on Friday. Yeah. No, I'm not doing any acrobat things.
AC Mike.
And actually, can I do something?
Yeah, of course.
Can I do something on the show if it's okay with you guys?
What's that?
So if it's okay with you guys, I would like to offer 2 free tickets to the show. If anybody's going to be in Atlantic City this Friday, I don't know how you guys want to coordinate that. If anybody DMs you that's in Atlantic City, the first person to DM you guys maybe.
Okay.
They would like 2 free tickets to the show. If they're gonna be in the Atlantic City, New Jersey area, can we do that?
Yes, of course we can.
We can
that.
definitely do that, and we'll definitely see if someone out there is watching from your neck of the woods. There, we'll hook them up with some 2 tickets.
And
all right, great.
It'll be awesome.
We definitely will. And if you haven't been to Atlantic City before, this place is tremendous. We also stay at the Showboat, and it's next to the Hard Rock, and there's a whole bunch of nightlife. But also, I love going up the lighthouse there, and of course, the boardwalk is.
Well, Jamie,
yeah,
that's where I'm at.
You're right on the boardwalk now.
No, my apartment view is the lighthouse.
Oh, really? So you're there, yeah. And the fellow that works there, he's late 80s,
Buddy.
Yeah, early 90s.
He's 93. His name is Buddy.
Yeah.
Well, you can literally see. Actually, that's my the lighthouse is literally. I don't want to give my address, but the lighthouse is actually that's my view. It's literally about 20 feet away from my window, like legit.
Yeah, it's a beautiful area.
So that's my, and I love lighthouses. So to have that as my view is a blessing. It's amazing.
I still have the card in my wallet. The visit.
Oh, I saw. What is it? I saw the light. That's what it says, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
but yeah. So I see the attraction of living there, and
yeah. I don't gamble though. Okay. I don't gamble, and I don't drink. So that part's out the window. The most gambling I do is sometimes I'll go to resorts, and I'll play the penny slots just so that I can get one of the free drinks, but I don't drink alcohol. Right. But I'll play the penny slots and I'll get a free iced coffee.
Nice. Oh well, there you go.
But everything else, I don't gamble. Like I have Hard Rock, I have a card, and it has a certain amount of free money play on it. I haven't even used it yet. But Ocean Resorts, when I got a card from there, I actually got 2 tickets to one of their shows, Summer of Love, which was amazing, and my friend Christine Martucci is in it, so I got to see her. And so that was awesome. Yeah
Just an amazing journey, my friend, and still to continue, and still big things to come, but we're very happy for you on this end, and
so much.
Success. And you're working hard, my friend, and
certainly
pay off, right, Kinsman?
It's paying off for you, Lovari. Pleasure to have you on the show, and again, your first trip to Canada is with your song Moment of Love in the album that it hit iTunes. Even though it only stayed there for a couple hours at #1, you still hold claim to fame. You were #1 in iTunes in Canada for a couple hours. No one can take that title from you ever.
To even make the top 100, I'm grateful. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah. And I'm also looking forward to being on Judge Jerry Springer, Judge Jerry. Season 3 is going to be coming out on September 13th. And I have a case on Judge Jerry. It's going to be at some point during season 3. So look out for that. Yeah. And there will definitely be celebrity boxing footage in that, and footage of me performing and my music videos, etc. I'm not going to tell you if I won the case or if I lost the case, whatever, but that's Judge Jerry Springer, the Jerry Springer. And I just want to shout out Britt. Hi, Britt and Reese.
There we go. Britt and Reese. Connections, friends, right?
That's it.
And inside. And
Carol
inside.
says, thank you so much, Lovari, for the great information tonight. A lot of new fans there, Lovari, just by coming on our show. I know Jenica Butler. Can you go back to Jenica's comment? She knows someone in around the Atlantic City area there. She's trying to get there. She says, Jay Barker, can you make it to Atlantic City for a show?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe Jay's messaging us right now. We'll see who DMs us for the 2 tickets.
All right, excellent. And as soon as you guys find out, message me and I will put their names on the list. They will get in, no problem. This Friday, September 3rd, 8 p.m. But we'll send them all the information.
That's awesome.
And I need to head over to get a KINZ and KLOMP shirt. How can we do that? How can I do that again?
We're gonna hook you up.
Yeah, we'll hook you up, and
thank you guys. But I might want more than one. So if I might want more than one, how do I do that? Where do I go? What do I do?
Well, if you go on our page, there's a link to the online store, and you can order as many as you like.
Excellent. And what's that? And what's the link?
So it's right on our main page. We have it pinned to the top, and it's also on my personal page. I just posted it today.
Fantastic.
I don't know the whole link off the top of my head, but yeah, it's right pinned to our KINZ and KLOMP live page.
Right at the top of the Facebook page there, and you can't miss it. Click on it. Again, a few things. We went solid on our first day of the launch. A couple colors are already out, but yeah, there's quite the selection there. Hoodies and hats, t-shirts, tank tops, you name it. It's all in there.
There it is. All right. Well, thank you so much, my friend. I can't wait to see you again in person, and keep up the awesome work.
Thank you so much, Jamie. And thank you for always being so supportive of me. Mr. KINZ, thank you so much for having me on the show. I'm so grateful to you both.
No problem.
And thank you guys in the comments. I'm gonna go back and read the comments at the bottom, guys. Thank you so much.
Great. Awesome. All right. We'll talk soon.
Thanks,
Much love.
Lovari.
Thank you.
Take care, bud. Have a great night.
Pretty awesome story, right?
Pretty awesome guy. And my DM was going a lot. I don't know if I have any friends tuning in from, let's say, down in Atlantic City, USA area here. Let's just see here.
All right.
No one for the tickets. No one for the tickets yet.
Okay. So, but it just tells you here, right? You just don't walk onto a horror set or a music video or record an album without, one of the things I want to talk about next time is like all the work that happened beforehand. He had a #1 album. All the work that happened beforehand before he got to be in a horror movie. All the work that happened beforehand, that he gets to star in these shows. It's not an easy journey. That it's years and years of hard dedication and work and grinding it out. It's happy to see folks that are really working towards their dream are getting the rewards. And he's the guy you see on the screen here, outside of the show, real genuine, nice individual.
Down to earth, humble, and, doesn't take anything for granted. He, like you said, even if it was one scene where you got killed in the first swooth, a swish of a knife or a bat or something like that. Hey, you're still in the movie and those little bit parts. Look at them. He's now in five of them. Who can say that they're in 5 horror movies? Especially during COVID times. It's nice to see the movie industry getting back into the swing of things again.
I'm in a horror movie with you every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday, Kinsman.
That's right.
Okay. So when I was going to university and 90s or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Late 90s, and a guy pulled up and gas was 49 cents a liter. And he said, I'll tell you, Sonny, he goes, if gas ever goes to $1 a liter, no one's driving.
Yeah, we're all parking. And today would be that day. And it's funny, I can remember growing up, my grandpa used to be always fixated on the gas prices. 49. If it dipped below 50 cents, that was when everybody went and filled up the Reliant K cars. That's how old I am. The car that I used to have when I got my license could fill it up half a tank for $5 would fill half a tank in a Reliant K car. I don't even know what $5 would even get the needle moving today.
So how much is gas? $93 a liter? What is it?
No, I think it was 145, 153 in some spots. Joanne says it's because of the long weekend. No, it's because of the hurricanes, they say. We believe it, but they say because of the hurricanes, everybody had to stop production on the rigs to, I guess, wait out these storms. And of course, supply and demand, I guess gas, they just like to rip us off. You would think they would plan for this. Every single year, hurricanes always go through the Gulf. Just so happens there's more going through the Gulf side this year where these oil platforms are and the rigs. You think they'd have a stockpile somewhere. Said, you know what? Maybe we should just put some aside just in case. That would be the logical thing to do.
So, well, you got to be on their board of directors, Kinsman. But Janice is saying $1.40. Joanne saw $1.49. This reminds me of my dad in Thunder Bay. Thunder Bay is a big city, right? Yeah. So say he sees. I'll make a Timmins example. Say he sees $1.37 in Timmins,
okay,
$1.36.5 in Porcupine. He will drive all the way to Porcupine to save that half cent and burn $12 of gas.
I know people in this city that do that. The new Circle K at Algonquin. and Terrio and Cameron there, right there. That Circle K usually is a little bit cheaper than the other stations. And again, I'll admit, you'll drive to the cheaper gas. It's funny what you'll do just to save a few cents. Where you go blowing $2 on a coffee every single day, right? You don't even blink or think when you're getting rid of a coffee for $2. Let alone 163, I do believe so it's in the 160s for the premium gas right now.
Well, you must be rich putting that in your car. Premium, Kinsman.
No, not premium on my car. No, I drive a Nissan Sentra. I don't need premium in that thing.
Carol said when they were teenagers, they would split the cost. Me too, in my Chevette. Everyone put in $5. If they want rides to Burger King and everywhere, you put in $5.
That's right. $5 would fill half your tank, and then you'd still have $5, which would usually get you lunch somewhere. Now $5 doesn't even get you a Happy Meal nowadays, does it?
All right, Kinsman.
So
the Timmins Tuners have their annual car show coming up. Is it this weekend?
This weekend, yes, it is. Saturday at Narduzzi's. Just wanted to send a shout out to TJ and the crew, the Timmins Tuners, 11 to 3 in Sopo in the Narduzzi's parking lot. This is their annual car show. So you can come on by, and every year they always put their money that they raise towards a special cause organization. And this year and this weekend, it's going to the Northern Ontario Families of Children with Cancer, NOFCC. So TJ says stop by 11 to 3. You say hi, you leave a donation. I'm pretty sure I think I saw there's going to be a barbecue set up. And of course, you can buy Timmins Tuners merch. And again, all the money going back to a great cause here in the north. And of course, the money stays right here in the city.
That's right. The porcupine. I hope you didn't say nothing bad about porcupine, Kinsman, because Joanne.
No, I said Sopo. I said sell porcupine. Right?
You got to be careful because Joanne and I will get on your case. But the Tuners and TJ, they're all doing awesome. They're always doing amazing things for the community. And their car shows are a lot of fun. You get to see vehicles from the new souped up ones to like all the old classics. So
that's right. The ones I know, Mater from Cars was down at one of their car shows. In fact, the poker run that I took part in when you weren't here. I ended up taking part in that. The Maters, my boys love that one. Again, it's going to be a nice day to take my little guys. Always loving the race cars. And then when we get back into my little Nissan after my little guy, only 5, says, Papa, you need a fast car like that one. He's already comparing cars now at 5.
There he is. You do need to splurge. Spend some money. All right, Kinsman. You like this topic, eh? The vaccination topic?
Well, you know what? I don't know. No one really likes to talk about anything COVID related, but it's here. And I saw some comments online, bashing our Timmins Rock. It's not the Timmins Rock. It's the league, NOJHL. This is the times we live in, COVID times. Yeah, and to be honest, vaxxed or no vaxxed, I don't care what you do. Wash your hands. Wear your mask when you can. Do your part. But if you don't choose a vaccination, the NOJHL expanding their vaccination policy, stating that all 12 arenas, including the Timmins Rock, anybody going in to watch a game now will need to be fully vaccinated to gain access, or you'll need to show proof of vaccination, or proof of medical exemption if you don't need the vaccination. And again, to gain access for anybody aged 12 years of age or under, they have to get in, and they'll be able to get in with a fully vaccinated parent or an adult. And that includes, Jamie, you ready for this? The list includes all players, coaches, staff, even the billets to be fully vaccinated, and fans to attend any NOJHL game this season. And that's not the NOJHL, the OHL, the WHL, hockey leagues right across the country, right around the world, doing this now.
And it is. It's the whole league, as yourself and Joanne said. So that is where we are. And also, you put this banner in. You touched my digital board, Kinsman. And today
I put some banners in there because I wanted to talk about this. Any parent can attest to this. Doing the e-schooling, and even before e-schooling, when your little ones go back, for our sake, my boys attend daycare, and on the list of the COVID symptoms checklist you would have to fill out before your little ones can go in, runny nose was on the list. So even if you're, if you think it's allergies, if it's a cold, if it's something else, it would be, a red flag. Must be COVID. You need to go get tested. But now they've taken runny nose off the symptoms list for the daily school COVID checklist, which thank God for all parents out there, because we've gone through and burnt through a bunch of tests this summer. With my little guy, you got to be on the safe side. But now it's off the list. But now they just have the 5 main ones. So basically, rule of thumb is if you're sick, stay home. They've got fever, chills, cough, barking cough, shortness of breath, loss of taste or smell, nausea, vomiting, or diarrhea. So, even without COVID, even before COVID, if you had any of those symptoms, stay home, until you're better, then go back to school.
And plus, your kids have to go to school because you ran out of sick days and vacation days at KINZ and KLOMP Live.
We don't have any of that. So, yeah, when my little guy, when he gets, even an allergy sniffle, the tickle of the nose. It's funny, maybe it's not funny. It's kind of sad. My little guy, 3 years old, Caden walks up to me and his nose was itching. And I said, "What's wrong with your nose? You need a Kleenex?" And he goes, "Papa, we need to go for COVID test." I'm like,
COVID test.
You don't need to go for a COVID test. I said, you're fine. But again, runny nose, I know a lot of parents out there, headaches, when you do have the runny nose, you have to stay out until the test is, negative. So you can go back. Thank goodness that is off the list.
Okay. So on September the 2nd, so
Thursday.
Yes. So we are having what we call conversation with the candidates. So it's different than a debate where the questions are pre-scripted. We are going to ask the candidates 1 or 2 questions, but the theme of the show is that people watching can ask the candidates questions. And you wanted to say this, and I agree. So we have 4 of the 5 candidates on. We did ask the representative for the Green Party. He has not gotten back to us yet. If he does by Thursday, he's welcome to join us.
Yeah, they're all welcome to come in.
Yep. So, and an interesting fact here, Kinsman, part of our deal with the Surge, we're going to be streaming that show from the Surge on Thursday. So I'm going to have to keep you focused on the show, Kinsman, because you may be grabbing some of those KINZ and KLOMPs, ordering them out.
Well, definitely be having a few KINZ and KLOMPs during the discussion. Yeah. And again, it's going to be live at the Surge. So if you tune into the show, you're going to see the Surge as our backdrop. Again, Kim Donovan and her staff, we're teaming up with them for the next year. That's our Timmins residency. So if you're going in for an early pint, as they say in the city, 7 o'clock to 8, we'll be doing our show, which we're doing right now. It's going to be live at the Surge, and you just might be able to slip us a question. Anybody who actually goes to the Surge and watches and wants to ask the candidates a question, we'll bring some paper, bring some pens. You write a question. We'll take questions live from the Surge.
Or they can just message us because it's 2021.
Well, 2021.
I know it's good.
Is that too old-fashioned?
Yeah, it's good. Can I ask if the orange will be? I think she's referring to Charlie Angus, and
Charlie Angus has just confirmed as of yesterday, a couple days ago. So yes, Charlie will be there.
He was actually the first to confirm.
Oh, was he? Okay.
Yeah. There's Martin Peel. Well, you haven't missed it all yet, my friend. But yes, so that's Thursday. The candidates will be on the show, and we will definitely be making sure your questions get asked to the candidates, and it'll be a lot of fun. It's not going to be one of those formal debates. We didn't want to do. We want the people to be able to ask the questions they want to ask. So.
Just see how the candidates are doing. Obviously, they've all been thrown the election. I don't think anybody was planning an election, during a COVID year, but here we are. And yeah, they have to go out and do their campaigning. So we're going to see how each candidate's doing. If you have questions, what do you have planned? Obviously, as someone put it, saw a comment earlier today where it says, you can't be bashing any of the candidates, no matter what their thought or opinion is on, bettering the country. At least they're trying to do something, for change of the country. So, they say until they say who's the winner, you need to listen to everybody's party and, make an educated vote for yourself. Don't vote because someone says, I'm not voting because I hate these people, because, you vote because of you. And that's the whole issue.
And there's Kinsman's lecture for the day. You tell them.
That's my lecture. That's right.
Hey guys, find out about the new Vers opening in Timmins.
The new Vers opening?
That might have been a typo. Let us know, Joanne, and we will find out. Okay, so that is Thursday. We'll wait for Joanne to get back to us. Okay, so a couple more things. We talked about this last show, but since we love to eat and we love the Smile cookies, that they're coming back, right?
Yeah, Smile cookies are coming back. It is going to be September 13th, I want to say. We just find the September the 13th through 19th. So keep those loonies handy. And again, all the money raised goes right back to the DARE program. And just because it's not going to be associated with the TPS or in schools, it's still associated with the guy. They should make his face on the cookies for one season. Rick Lemieux is in charge. And of course, the more cookies that we eat that week, the more money that goes back to some amazing programs, Jamie. A few notches where the money will go. Money to camps in 2022, the DARE camps, partnerships with Timmins Con, anti-bullying programs in 2022. Rick Lemieux also introducing homeschooling for the DARE program. It's not in schools, yes, but Rick can set you up with homeschooling to teach you, teaching DARE evenings or on weekends for grades students in grade 6 and 7. Summer days at the park. Also a partnership with TMAC for anti-bullying partnerships. So again, that's where your buck goes for the cookies. So it might not be good for the waistline, but it's definitely good for the DARE program.
There it is. Okay. Yeah, we love it. And Rick's going to be on the show September 7th with Jason Dennis from the NOE talking about MiniCon, and he'll talk about this program. So looking forward to that. So we've mentioned a few times that we have launched the new merchandise site where you can order some of the KINZ and KLOMP apparel online. Yeah. And we're going to have new designs coming out. Once a month, we're going to have a bunch of new stuff. So first of all, thank you so much for everyone that's ordered. Thank you tremendously.
We get the notifications when people have hit the site and have ordered, because it says, okay, KINZ and KLOMP, you have so-and-so going out in order to, let's say Lori. I know Lori Ball's bought a few shirts. I know the boys from Full Beer Brewing have bought a bunch of shirts. Thank you, Benji and Jonathan. And again, if we had said we'd be that successful with the launch on day one, we would have been lying to you. But thank you so much for the support.
Yes. So we want to make sure that people are also aware for Sierra, who's battling cancer, and I'll let you, of course, speak to this, Mark, but we do have Cancer Can Suck It hoodies on the KLOMP merch site, and all the the money earned from these hoodies, 100% are going towards Sierra and her family. What is the latest update on Sierra?
Latest updates, obviously, for those who don't know, Sierra, tied in with my family personally. My boy's older sister is Sierra. And she's battling a salivary gland tumor, and they were in Sudbury again, Mom and Sierra in Sudbury. And latest updates, let me just read it here. It says the tumor is affecting the bone of the roof of Sierra's mouth. Surgery is still slated for Toronto. She will need to get the tumor and some of the bone removed. It's in the top, if you can imagine, the top of your palate of your mouth is where they've located this tumor. They will potentially need to put a plate in the roof of her mouth, and maybe eventually reconstructive surgery after the fact. So again, not the best of news that we were hoping for, but dental surgeons have stated that they should be able to get all of it. Hopefully they can get all of it when they swoop in for the surgery. But again, it's going to be a long road to recovery. And again, if you want to do your part, Sierra, the Cancer Can Suck It hoodie, she designed it. So
awesome. Yes. And they look great, and it goes to a great cause. And Joanne says they caught it early. So that is
well, they said it's low grade. So
that is good news. So our hearts are with her. And so if you go on the site and you do see the Cancer Can Suck It hoodies, that's the explanation of why they're there and where the 100% of the proceeds will be going. Look here. Here's Sierra, you got this, girl. Absolutely.
Lori Ball, great comment. Yes, thank you, Lori.
Jason Dennis says that NOE and Dare Timmins will have a big announcement on KINZ and KLOMP Live, your show, Kinsman.
There we go. On September the 7th. Yes, there Jason Dennis. We love Jason, and again, we can't wait to share the news big tie-in with us, with them, and yes, looking forward to it.
Okay, so we got Joanne's asking, the new vet opening? Yes, you mentioned this to me the other day, didn't you, Mark? There's a new vet.
There is a new vet. Someone just said there's a new vet opening. I don't have any of the details, but I do know that there is a new vet, and I heard that, you always hear online they're not taking any, you never hear they're too full, no room for new vacancies, but apparently this place will be looking to take in all, the people looking for vets.
There we go.
So again, we welcome the new vet to town. If anybody has some details on this new vet, post it in our comments. We'll read it on the show before we go here. Maybe someone's working for the new vet, but welcome to Timmins. And yes, we definitely need a new vet. You always hear the stories. Need to drive to Iroquois Falls. Got to drive to Cap. My current vet doesn't take new patients, new pets. So it's nice to see more room, more vacancy, as they say. Right. What did you say? Where battalions was?
All right, pal. So tomorrow, before we wrap it up, it's time to get ready to draw the name for $300 in store credit from Bell, Park Road Square. But also, we're gonna make the arrangements to wash their vehicle. Now, I told you to start working out.
Yeah, I got to start working on the arm curls. We're going to be doing the squeegeeing, vacuuming. Again, we've got the bucket, the sponges, the soap. It's going to be a good day. And again, someone in the ballots. You had till tonight, by the way, 6 o'clock. So if you made it into the Bell store up until 6 o'clock this evening, ballots unfortunately have now shut off and cut off. But we'll definitely be drawing the winner. $300 in-store credit. Again, if you're looking for a new phone upgrade, that will cover your upgrade. Basically, we pick the package where you can, take your old jalopy of a phone and say, I want the new iPhone 12 Pro. That's what I picked up. This brand new. Even comes in a nice blue case. In fact, that's property of the Bell store at Park Road Square. So
all right.
I'm not only preaching this contest, I'm also a customer.
So just to wrap things up, can you show us your car washing skills? Like, give me a little bit of this.
Wax on,
yeah.
Wax off. Wax on, wax off.
Pathetic.